Hello, what would you like to talk about today?
Well, I don't really know how to explain it. Lately, I've noticed I act strange in many situations.
That's okay, take your time. Can you share some specific situations with me?
When you asked about specific situations, the first thing that comes to mind is work. Every week, I prepare thoroughly for meetings, going over every detail, trying to anticipate every question. But the moment I step towards that door, my confidence crumbles. When I finally get inside, all eyes are on me. My heart races, my hands shake, and I feel the weight of everyone's expectations. My palms sweat, my hands tremble, and I can barely hold on to my notes. It feels like everyone is silently judging me. Even when I start talking, my voice falters, my thoughts scatter, and it's as if I'm failing at the one thing I worked so hard to get right. And then, the smallest mistake feels like the end of the world. My hands fumble, my legs tremble, and I can feel everyone's eyes boring into me. It's not just at work. In my personal life, it's the same. When I'm with friends, it always starts out great. Everyone's laughing, talking, but I just feel out of place. I just sit there pretending to be busy with my phone. My smile feels so fake, and I can't bring myself to look up. When they encourage me to say something, I panic. I wave it off, pretending I'm not prepared. I always feel like everyone is watching me, just waiting for me to mess up. And when I don't speak, I feel like I've failed them and myself. At the end of the day, I feel like I'm stuck in this cycle, alone, disconnected, and unsure how to change.
You just mentioned that in those situations, you not only feel nervous, but also experience physical reactions like a racing heart, sweating, and trembling hands, right?
Yeah, it happens every time. I really want to change, but I don't know how.
Actually, these reactions have a clear name in psychology: social anxiety. At its core, it's the intense worry about being negatively judged in social situations. And these physical reactions occur because your brain mistakenly sees these situations as dangerous, triggering your stress response.
So, I'm not weird. It's just my brain messing up.
Exactly. It's a psychological state, not a character flaw or weakness. Actually, social anxiety is quite common, and you're not alone.
So, why did I become like this? Why am I so afraid of socializing? It doesn't seem like anything particularly bad happened when I was a child, but now, whenever I'm in a crowd, my heart starts racing, my palms sweat, and I always feel like everyone is watching me.
Actually, the causes of social anxiety are complex. Some people develop it because of childhood experiences, like over-criticism from parents or harsh judgments in social environments. This makes us especially sensitive to how others perceive us from a young age.
When I was young, my dad often reminded me to bring glory to the family and not embarrass ourselves. Could that be the reason?
That could definitely be part of it. Another common cause is an excessive fear of failure or embarrassment. The brain amplifies these situations, seeing them as threats to our image or social status. Even small interactions can trigger the fight or flight stress response.
What exactly is the fight or flight stress response?
It's your brain's way of protecting you. When it senses danger, it prepares your body to either confront the threat or escape from it. It's like a built-in survival mode, even if the danger isn't real.
So, I sweat and my heart races because my brain misinterprets these situations, thinking I need to run away.
Exactly. Another factor could be genetics. Some people are naturally more sensitive to external stimuli, making them more prone to anxiety. Combined with environmental influences, social anxiety can slowly develop over time.
So these feelings aren't a sign of my incompetence, but rather because of these factors.
Exactly. It's not your fault, but rather an overactive protection mechanism in the brain. Understanding this is an important first step toward change. We can now discuss methods to help you gradually reduce these symptoms.
Yes, I really need your help. This social anxiety is seriously affecting my life and work. In my personal life, I'm almost 30, and I'd like to find a girlfriend. But every time I try to muster the courage to talk to someone, my mind goes blank. I have very few friends and feel increasingly lonely. Work is even worse. My boss keeps saying I'm not proactive enough or a team player and seems disappointed in me. I really don't know how to get out of this.
I understand how you feel. This sense of isolation and helplessness can be very hard to bear. First, let me tell you that these challenges are not insurmountable. There are ways to gradually improve your situation. Taking this first step of seeking help is itself a huge act of courage.
But courage doesn't seem to be enough. I feel like I'm trapped in a vicious cycle. The more I want to change, the more I fear failure.
This is a very common psychological response called the avoidance cycle. The more we fear something, the more we tend to avoid it. But avoiding it deprives us of opportunities to practice, which in turn strengthens the anxiety. Don't worry, we'll work through some specific strategies to break this cycle step by step.
I really hope I can make a change.
Start with something simple like having a brief conversation with the cashier at a grocery store. This small step allows your brain to adjust to social situations without overwhelming anxiety. Or try something at work, like talking to a colleague about the weather. These small interactions can help build your confidence step by step. Each small success will boost your confidence, helping your brain realize that social interactions aren't as daunting as they seem. Over time, you'll find that gradually exposing yourself to these situations helps reduce your anxiety, one step at a time.
Oh, I see. So I can start with less intimidating situations instead of diving straight into the most challenging ones, right?
Exactly. Gradually facing these social situations will feel less overwhelming and help you build confidence. Remember, the essence of anxiety is the fear of uncertainty. Gradual exposure helps your brain realize that social interactions are not as threatening as they seem.
I get it now. I don't need to start with the hardest things right away.
Next, I suggest starting an emotion journal. Each day, write down situations where you felt anxious and note your specific emotional reactions, like a racing heartbeat or sweaty palms. Then, document your thoughts, such as, "During the meeting, my heart was racing because I thought everyone would think I'm stupid." Afterward, analyze if those thoughts were extreme or irrational. By doing this, you'll start to see that many of the thoughts fueling your anxiety may not be based on reality.
By journaling and analyzing, you'll start to realize which fears are necessary, right?
Exactly. Recording and analyzing your emotions helps you identify unnecessary worries and gradually replace them with rational thoughts. Often, our anxiety stems from self-doubt or an overemphasis on others' opinions, which may not reflect reality.
I see now. Many times, it's just my negative thoughts getting the better of me.
Exactly. Next, I recommend practicing a method called cognitive restructuring. When you feel anxious, challenge those irrational thoughts. For example, you might think, if I say something wrong in a meeting, everyone will think I'm incompetent. But in reality, that's an extreme assumption. Instead, try reframing it into something more realistic, like, if I make a mistake, no one will remember it forever. People will understand, and I can learn from it. This approach can help reduce negative emotions and build your confidence.
I see what you mean. Everyone makes mistakes. It's okay not to be perfect.
Absolutely. Maintaining a rational mindset is key. Next, we can work on practicing some social skills. Start small, like having brief interactions with strangers, asking for directions, or commenting on the weather. The most important thing is to stay relaxed and natural. Don't worry about being perfect, and each time you interact with someone, give yourself credit. You don't have to be flawless to make progress.
These tips sound practical. At least they won't make me feel so nervous.
Lastly, I'd like to share some relaxation techniques. You can manage the physical symptoms of anxiety through deep breathing. Try this simple exercise. Breathe in deeply for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds, then slowly exhale through your mouth for 4 seconds. Repeat this a few times, and you'll notice your heart rate calming down and your body feeling more relaxed. Techniques like this can help you stay composed in anxiety-inducing situations.
This method sounds interesting. I can definitely try this technique to calm myself down during tense moments.
Remember that change doesn't happen overnight. Give yourself enough time. Every small step forward is a victory. You could try joining social activities you're interested in, like a book club or a hobby group, where shared interests make socializing feel more natural.
Thank you, Doctor. These suggestions give me hope. I'll start with small steps and gradually try these methods.
You've got it. Remember, you're not alone. We'll work through this together, and over time, you'll see the changes in yourself. If you encounter any difficulties or doubts during this process, feel free to come back and talk to me. We'll work on it together. Dear viewers, have you ever had similar experiences? If you've faced challenges or made progress on your journey with social anxiety, feel free to share your stories and thoughts in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.